Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And this week I've got 4 big reviews for you, all theatrical releases. We've got the new animated hit prequel Minions, the Ryan Reynolds, Ben Kingsley in your body movie Selfless, a new horror movie to hit theaters, shaky cam style, called The Gallows, and a special event that I went to, a screening of RiffTrax Live, where they did Sharknado II, the second one. So let's kick off this week's show with what no doubt will... No doubt? Yeah. I'm just a girl in the world. Yeah, no doubt will be the #1 movie at the box office this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my review of the new animated film, Minions. The race of creatures known as the Minions have been around since the time of the dinosaurs, serving a master who was the biggest villain they could find at the time. Over the years, the masters have run dry, and the Minions become depressed. The 3 of them, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, go out on a journey to find a new boss and end up in America. They head to Orlando, where the annual Villain Con is being held, and impress the evil Scarlet Overkill, who hires them to steal the crown jewels from the Tower of London. So what did I think of Minions? I thought it's a fun animated prequel. This film takes place before the Despicable Me films, before the Minions met Gru, back in the 1960s. I was afraid putting comedy sidekicks as the star of their own film could have ended poorly. We're looking at you, Cars 2. If you look at the script, there's most likely more minion talk, which is basically gibberish mixed in with some foreign language words here and there, than there is in English, but somehow it works. Actually, seeing the minions communicating with each other are some of the best scenes of the film. The animation looks great and easily shines on the screen. There were quite a few jokes I laughed at, but the kids in the theater laughed at everything and ate it up. The talented voice cast includes Sandra Bullock as Scarlet Overkill, the villainess who wants to become the Queen of England, John Hamm as Herb, Scarlet's husband who creates evil gadgets, Michael Keaton and Allison Janney as Walter and Madge Nelson, a family the Minions get a ride from that happen to be bank robbers, and Jeffrey Rush as the narrator, who of course narrates. While I like the Despicable Me films a bit more, Minions is cute and full of comedy that will entertain audiences of all ages. I'm going to give it the rating of... do it. Yeah, like I said before, it's cute, it's cuddly, it's funny. There's really not a whole lot more you can say about Minions. It is what it is. I didn't think it has the heart that the Despicable Me films have. There are some tear-worthy moments in those movies, especially the first one. And the Minions are always there for the comic relief. So, if you're a fan of Despicable Me, by any means, check this movie out. If you're a fan of the Minions, you've probably already seen this movie. And your kids are gonna love it if they're fans of the Minions. So, yeah, check out Minions. It's worth it. Baby, it's worth it. Alright, up next is a film that is hanging around theaters this week. Many people have given this somewhat negative reviews. Now, in case you haven't known, the last 2 episodes, every review has been a positive review. That's like 6 positive reviews in a row. Will this one be positive as well? Let's find out, or will this be the deal breaker? Here is my review of The Gallows. Back in 1993, during a high school production of a play called, guess what it is, The Gallows, a student is killed in a freak accident hanging from a noose. 20 years later, the play is being performed at the same school again. Because, you know, that's an awesome idea. After deciding the show is going to be a train wreck, the lead of the play and his friends decide to come into the school at night and trash the set to cause the cancellation of the play and save him from embarrassment. When they arrive, however, they get more than they bargained for, as what seems to be the ghost of the boy who died is haunting the school and looking for revenge. So what did I think of The Gallows? I thought it's a massively uneven horror flick. It's yet another addition to the found footage genre that would have worked better as a normal shot film. It's also a mystery to me why this is rated R. I don't recall any F-bombs, and I've really seen more violent things on MTV's Scream series, which is on television, obviously, at 10 o'clock at night. There were parts that I actually liked here, though. The middle segment where they're running through the school is fine and actually has some nice tension and a few effective jump scares. From the beginning till when they break into the school, though, fails at many levels. The cheesy twists and finale are easily facepalm-inducing as well. The cast has said that they didn't really have a script, just guidelines of what had to happen in the scene, and it shows. Trying to make sense of the plot is a chore, as too many things don't add up at the end. The cast all play characters of their real names, including Reese Misher as Reese, the lead of the play who can't remember his lines and agrees to ruin the show before its performance, Piper Brown as Piper, the female's lead of the play, who's a top drama scholar who also gets trapped in the school, Ryan Schuss as Ryan, Reese's best friend who may just be the biggest douchebag in the history of film that brings his camera to record everything going down. Meet me in the school, it's going down. And Cassidy Gifford, yes, Kathy Lee Gifford's daughter, as Cassidy, Reese's girlfriend who wants to go along for the ride. While The Gallows has hints of what could have been good, it's full of dumbness that left me tongue-tied. I'm gonna give it the rating of meh. Yeah, some people might say I'm being nice to this one. But like I said, it's not a total waste, for me at least. I'm sure some people say it's one of the worst movies of the year, and I could see that in half of it. But, like I said, I enjoyed the middle part. The running around until they show the villain. Then I was sort of like, But it is kind of creepy in the middle part, in going in the school and seeing the emergency lights on, and I imagine it would be like a creepy haunted house. It would be pretty good. So, like I said, there are parts that are somewhat okay in this movie. That's why it's not a total waste, and I would give it a suck it. But the beginning is so... ugh. It's like watching a non-funny person record a... what I assume some people think of my show, I guess. He is recording stuff for a school video, I suppose, that he's forced to do, that it would make no sense because he's gonna record the vandalism. So I guess he'll put that in the school video as well. A lot of this movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and the ending is bad. It's just like you're gonna roll your eyes no matter what. Even if you like the movie up until the end, I don't think you're gonna like the ending. But like I said, it's not a total waste, because there are some good moments here that I actually liked. I recommend not seeing this in theaters, because you're gonna be sorry that you wasted your money, especially if your theater's showing it for like $10 at night. I suggest wait for this for Redbox or Netflix. Alright, and also a third movie came out in theaters this week. I saw the preview for this movie about 1,000 times, so I already feel like I saw it. But will I be surprised, or will it be exactly what I thought it would be? Here's my review of Selfless. rich businessman has about only 6 months to live from the cancer he is suffering from. He discovers a doctor who conducts a process called shedding, which basically puts your brain and consciousness into a body created at the lab that will allow the older man to live a new life all over again. He decides to go through with it, but when he starts having flashbacks he can't explain, he realizes the empty body he now inhabits belonged to someone else who had a family. In his new body, the man goes to find the family to answer more of his questions and run from the men who did the operation in the first place. So what did I think of Selfless? I thought it's an unusual action drama. The first half of the film deals more with the process of the body change and enjoying the new life the man has been given. Once he finds out a man's life was taken for the body, it turns into a customary chase movie. It kind of surprised me because they showed very little action in the preview. The film deals with morality and identity, and it's interesting seeing the old persona slip back into the mind once in a while. It's very Superior Spider-Man, if you will, if you've read that series of comic books. Everything becomes fairly predictable, probably because I've read Superior Spider-Man. But it's still fun to see how it progresses. Ryan Reynolds stars as new Damien Hale / Edward / Mark. Alright, let's try to explain this. Mark was a soldier and loving father and husband whose body Damien Hale enters. Edward is his new alias, as he couldn't be Damien Hale anymore. He has to create a whole new alias. The rest of the cast includes Ben Kingsley as old Damien Hale, the dying version of the character who wants more time to make things right in his life, Matthew Good as Professor Albright, the man who runs the body swapping operation, Natalie Martinez as Madeline, Mark's widow who is surprised when he shows up in her house, Victor Garber as Martin, Damien's old business partner he confides in, and Derek Luke as Anton, a new friend in Edward's life. Though it may sound complicated, it's really not, and everything is explained well. It's not perfect, but Selfless is innovative just enough to warrant a recommendation. I'm going to give it the rating of do it. Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of positive stuff going around about Selfless. I had no idea what, all I know was the preview I saw 1 million times in theaters. I literally almost saw it every time I went to the movies, which you guys know is a lot. At least once a week, twice a week maybe, I've seen this preview. So I was very familiar with what was shown in it. I felt like I saw it already. But I was surprised at some of the stuff I didn't expect, like the action stuff, and I thought it was going to be more like a mind movie that, you know, got some guns out at the end or something. But yeah, I was expecting this movie to suck, I'll be honest, because of what I saw in the reviews of Rotten Tomatoes and wherever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I actually thought it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You can put that as your tagline for the movie. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The performances are fine. Ryan Reynolds, I don't get why everyone hates Ryan Reynolds. I think he's a fine actor. Ben Kingsley, you can't go wrong with him. Unless you're not a fan of Iron Man 3. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would rush to see it in theaters if you're on the fence about it, but at least check it out on DVD if you're interested. And finally, I had the chance to check out a special event at the local theater, the Sharknado II RiffTrax Live. So let's see what went down in that.
Go, 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 go. Run away from the Sharknado. It's your greatest fo-fo-fo.
I attended another special event RiffTrax live showing at my local theater. This time the guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000 were making fun of a film that already knows it's bad. The Sci-Fi Network action sequel, Sharknado II, the second one. Stars Michael J. Nelson, Bill Corbett, and Kevin Murphy are back to crack jokes and almost fall over from heat stroke in the mega hot theater the live broadcast came in from. The jokes are funny, although I laughed much more at their last event, although it was for The Room, which is an experience all itself. One of the funniest jokes actually had to do with Jared, the Subway guy, who happened to be in the film and was a huge subject of the news just a few days before. So they're like, yeah, we sort of had to change the joke about this one. If you're not familiar with Sharknado II, it obviously takes place after the events of the first Sharknado that hit California. The main characters from the first film are now celebrities and are promoting a book on how to survive a Sharknado. On a flight to New York, sharks fall from the sky and hijinks happen on the plane. Once they land in New York, they realize 2 Sharknados are on their way, and they have to save the city before complete devastation. Surprisingly, this film is even more over the top than the first. There's also more B and C list celebrity cameos than you can count, with everyone from Will Wheaton to Kurt Angle. The film stars Ian Ziering as Finn Shepard, the hero who stopped a Sharknado in the past and is leading the fight against the latest one. And he can also wield a chainsaw pretty well. Tara Reid as April, Finn's ex-wife he's now back with, who ends up in the hospital after a shark takes a bite out of her hand. Not really a spoiler alert, because this movie's been out for a year, so if you really wanted to see it, you probably would have seen it by now. Vivica A. Fox as Sky, Finn's ex-flame who still likes him, and Mark McGrath, yep, from Sugar Ray, as Martin Brody. Brody, like the guy from Jaws. Finn's brother-in-law, an old buddy he wasn't thrilled about marrying his sister. While I might not have laughed as hard at this RiffTrax live event as I did in the last, it's still an entertaining and fun watch, and a must for die-hard fans of the stars. I'm gonna give it the rating of do it. Yeah, this was a fun time. This is entertaining. Sharknado 2 is bad, but it knows it's supposed to be. That's why it's made. You know, I thought the first one was bad. And it's weird that it caught up this popularity, because there's so many bad sci-fi movies that come out every week, and this one just caught its for some reason unknown, caught popularity. A good way to watch it is with the RiffTrax, because it's, you know, it makes it funnier. But I don't know. There is another showing of the RiffTrax live if you are interested next week. I believe it's next Thursday. So if you're interested, you're a Mystery Science Theater fan, check it out. And I'm sure next year they're going to be doing Sharknado 3, because they showed a preview of Sharknado 3, which is going to be on Sci-Fi soon. So we'll see about that one. Alright, well that's all the time for this week. Come on back next week when I'll be reviewing Ant-Man. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, I hope. And of course the new Amy Schumer comedy Judd Apatow directed, Trainwreck. Hopefully that won't be a train wreck. I've heard good things, so we'll see. And whatever else I happen to catch on DVD or Blu-ray this coming week. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/WestsideOf515. You can like the Facebook page, Facebook.com/WestTroopAlist. Follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAlist. And of course, you can buy my book, The A-List Review 2014 Movie Yearbook. Over 150 reviews, only $10. Contact me through Facebook or Twitter if you're interested. Until next time, Troop out.